Hi, my name is Rachel Sutherland. Rachel Sutherland, and I will be reading *The Perfect Flower*, written and illustrated by Kalee Crist. The Perfect Flower. Dandelion sat in the garden, soaking up the sunshine. It had just rained. She felt refreshed and beautiful. She knew today was her lucky day. Someone was going to choose her to admire and love. As she bathed in the sunlight, waiting anxiously to be picked, Rose rudely pushed her aside. I'm sorry, Dandy. Watch where you're growing, Weedy. You're taking up my beauty light. Get out of the garden, Weed. Knowing that her tiny yellow petals couldn't compete with my rosy silk display of perfection, Dandelion moved down the path. Before long, she met Lily and their gang of dancing to the rhythm of the wind. That looks fun, said Dandy. Do you mind if I join your dance? Laughing, Lily sneered. I don't think so. You're not one of us, and you never will be. Everyone knows you're just a nuisance. Turning to her friends, Tiger and Kala, she yelled, Get out of the garden, Weed. Hurt by these words, Dandelion went on her way. A little farther down the path, Dandy thought she found the perfect spot to rest. Though a little lonely, she refreshed her sprite in the glorious sunlight. However, her sun suddenly disappeared. She looked up, amazed at what she saw. Towering above her, she saw something she had only heard about in stories: the giant sunflower. The sunflower roared, Who dares to share my soul? You're just an annoying little plant with no purpose in the garden of life. On the other hand, I am very important. I feed others my seeds and give joy to those who gaze upon me. Get out of the garden, Weed. Startled by the sunflower's boldness, Dandy hurried away. Not watching where she was growing, she stumbled upon a gathering of tulip. She knew she was among royalty when she saw their majestic crowns. The crowns were every color of the rainbow. That made Dandy feel even more insignificant than she already felt. Queen Tulip yelled, How dare you disturb us? You are nothing but a weed, and you should know your place. Get out of the garden, Weed. Dandy moved on sadly. Now at the edge of the garden, Dandy came upon Daisy, who stood admiring her reflection in a freshly made mirror of yesterday's rain. Wow, exclaimed Dandy, I wish I looked like you. Your petals frame your face perfectly, and your stem is so straight and tall. I know, boasted Daisy. Everyone says that to me. I'm pretty popular, you know. I get picked for everything, unlike you. Who would pick a weed? Get out of the garden, Weed. Completely wilted, Dandelion started to cry. As she sat crying, and Bumblebee landed on top of her. Wait a second, you're not this flower I've been looking for. I know already. Nobody wants me, and I'll never be picked. You don't have to remind me. I know I am just a weed, wailed Daisy. Who told you that? That. Mr. Bumble. All of the flowers in the garden did. Rose, lily, giant sunflower, queen tulip, and even Daisy. Nobody will even pick me because I am not special. They are. Like they are. I am just an ordinary. Oh, bizarre. Don't they know what they are talking about? Everyone is special, even a weed like you. If you believe that you are special and beautiful, it will show, and you will be as beautiful as any other flower in the garden. You must never doubt that you are special, no matter what the other flowers say. With those words of wisdom, Mr. Bumble flew off, saying, "See you later." Dandelion thought carefully about Mr. Bumble's words. With each day that passed, she grew stronger and more confident in herself. One day, while enjoying the warm summer breeze, Dandy heard a little girl's voice coming her way. She listened closely. "I want to pick the most special flower for my mommy. It has the best flower in the whole world. It must be beautiful and pretty and soft and fluffy and smell good to my nose. It must be perfect." Dandy watched as all the flowers in the garden confidently smiled up at the little girl, each thinking they would be chosen as the perfect flower. Dandy fluffed her petals and stood as tall as she could, remembering Mr. Bumble's words. She did love herself, and hoping the little girl would love her too. Reaching down, the little girl cried, "I found it! This is the most specialist flower in the whole garden. It's perfect." Dandy squeezed her eyes, hoping with all her heart the little girl was talking about her. Then she opened her eyes. She was in the center of a beautiful boutique. The little girl peered down at her. "Dandelion, you are the perfect flower," whispered the little girl, and Dandy believed her. Again, I'm Rachel Sutherland. I just read The Perfect Flower, written and illustrated by Kalee Crist.